I hope you had a peaceful, maybe even tranquil and harmonious weekend. Is that even possible anymore? Did you have a good weekend, Guillermo?
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Yeah.
It was tell you what, it was a relaxing weekend for Joe Biden. Joe Biden's in what they call the lame duck phase of his presidency, and he has no ducks left to give. The president and first lady went to the beach this weekend in Delaware, and for the Democrats who've been moaning that he should have stayed in the race, I give you this terrifying stroll on the beach. It's possible that he's wearing his wife's jeans. We don't know. He's walking like a dog that has never experienced sand before. Joe Biden and Donald Trump are scheduled to meet in the Oval Office on Wednesday. Trump wants Joe's advice on which couches to hide from J.D. Vance. And President Biden has vowed to ensure a smooth and peaceful transfer of power, but that's not how Trump does it. According to the Presidential Transition Enhancement Act, which I didn't know existed, the incoming president has to sign a pledge that says he will avoid conflicts of interest and other ethical concerns while he's in office, which is hilarious. I mean, it's like asking a bear to sign something promising to protect the salmon. Team Trump has surprisingly missed multiple deadlines for signing this, dating back to September 4th. Of course, he's being difficult about signing an ethics pledge because he's not going to behave ethically. This is the White House version of Charlie Brown trying to kick the football. The same thing happens over and over again. This law, by the way, that he's bending was signed into law by him. He's breaking his own law, which is a bucket list item for sure. But listen, once you start selling your fans NFTs of yourself dressed like a sheriff, it's very hard to stop. Trump's team says they intend to sign the pledge, but, I mean, come on. It's been 10 years. We still haven't seen his tax returns. We've heard his penis described in excruciating detail. We still don't know how many dependents he claims. We are now starting to learn the names of the cabinet secretaries who will soon be hired and then fired by Trump, and it's a real cast of no character. Former Congressman Lee Zeldin of New York is Trump's pick to lead the Environmental Protection Agency. According to the League of Conservation Voters, of 26 House representatives from New York, Lee Zeldin had the worst record on environmental issues by far, so he'll be in charge of protecting the environment, of course. Trump's new immigration czar is Tom Homan, who looks like he's kicking immigrants out of the country in this photo. Holman is the guy who came up with the family separation policy that had kids being ripped from their parents' arms and who recently said, they ain't seen yet, wait until 2025. He will be joined by this creature, Deputy White House Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, who once said of immigration, this is all I care about. I don't have a family. I don't have anything else. This is my life. Stephen Miller's now married, has 3 kids, but he's still a steaming pile of bum vomit and will for sure do the wrong thing. And then we have campaign manager Susie Wiles, who will be Trump's chief of staff, which has the gang at Fox News so excited they can barely keep their pants on.
This is what we know about her. So Susie Wiles was obviously the campaign co-chair for Trump's 2024 campaign, which was just a wild success, excuse me.
Hey, now, no excuse necessary. We're all having a lot of unprocessed emotions right now. And who wouldn't be excited by a silver-haired vixen in a sensible brooch? But Trump isn't appointing comic book villains to run the government on his own. He's been getting a lot of help from the richest man in the world.
Musk has been seen at Mar-a-Lago nearly every single day since Donald Trump won, dining with him on the patio at times. Today, they were seen on the golf course together. Musk has been in the room when world leaders have called Trump. And tonight we've learned he's also weighing in on staffing decisions, making clear his preference for certain roles even.
He's picking out outfits for Trump to wear. He's been applying his bronzing cream to his face. Cute couple. Look out, Melania. Trump's got a new squeeze named Elania Musk. And I have to say, though, Elon Musk must be so excited. Trump's just like handing him this is like letting Dracula drive the Bloodmobile. You know, I've been seeing a lot of gloating from a number of celebrity Republicans. You know, these guys have been trying to use the MAGA status to get famous again, to get the lead in a direct-to-video movie about Jesus machine gunning child molesters or something. And the overall theme when it comes to me is you and your bubble have no idea what American families go through, which is funny, seeing as how every one of these American family advocates has kids who won't talk to them. Not to mention the fact they've not had a real job in like 40 years, but they want me to say their names on TV because no one else does anymore, especially now that Trump won. They've got nothing. They have nothing to whine about other than their careers, which no one cares about, because if they did, there would be a Deuce Bigalow 5, okay? So now the move is to say, oh, quit whining about the election, you baby, you lost, which again feels very at odds with what happened after the last election when a guy dressed wearing Viking horns stormed the Capitol and his friends spread their feces on the walls. But that is, I mean, that's beyond whining. That's just poor sportsmanship. And then we have the always delightful Donald Trump Jr., who reposted this on Sunday, a video mocking President Zelensky of Ukraine with the caption, POV, you're 38 days from losing your allowance, which are bold words from a man who is definitely still on his father's phone plan. I mean, if I was Donald Trump Jr., I wouldn't ever use the word allowance in any situation. What is his job? Is being horrible an occupation now? And Zelensky, this guy is fighting for the survival of his people against Vladimir Putin, and little Donnie Toothcaps is making fun of him for it. A man who has led Ukraine through the darkest times imaginable, who loves his country so much, he's willing to sacrifice his dignity for it. And look at this tweet he posted after the election. I had an excellent call with President real Donald Trump and congratulated him on his historic landslide victory. His tremendous campaign made this result possible. I praised his family and team for their great work. I told him that his testicles were the biggest and fullest of hard-swimming seamen, like two of our famous Ukrainian watermelons. Poor guy. Trump himself has not been seen for a few days, but he must have been watching football this weekend, because last night he posted the NFL should get rid of the ridiculous new kickoff rule. And while some believe this is an equally ridiculous waste of his time, I think this is a great waste of his time. I would much rather have him working on stuff like that. Kickoffs, end zone dances, those shorts cheerleaders wear now for no reason. That's what I want to see him up to. Of course, the purpose of the new kickoff rule is to prevent players from getting brain damage. But Trump knows that without brain damage, he wouldn't be president of the United States right now. So he's very particular about that. Last week, and I mentioned last week that a bunch of monkeys escaped from a research facility and are on the loose in South Carolina. This is footage of some of the monkeys who escaped. There were a total of 43 loose in the neighborhood, which is dangerous. If you get up to 50, they can declare your town a Jumanji zone. But as of tonight, 25 of the 43 monkeys have been captured, which is a nice way of saying there are 18 monkeys on the loose in South Carolina. 19 if you count Lindsey Graham. They don't want to hurt the monkeys, so they're using fresh fruit and vegetables as bait, which is effective because it's hard for domesticated monkeys to find food on their own, especially at these prices with inflation nowadays. But it's important that they round them all up. You know how many movies revolve around a monkey escaping from a research facility? A lot. Outbreak, Monkey Shines, Escape from the Planet of the Apes, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, MVP Most Valuable Primate, 28 Days Later, Ad Astra, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Project X, and The Lawnmower Man, and many, many more. I hope they catch all the monkeys except two, and give those two a convertible and let them go full-on Thelma and Louise. This also feels like it could be the plot to a movie. More than 10,000 troops from North Korea have been deployed to Russia, presumably to join the fight against Ukraine. But it's also the first time these men have had unrestricted access to the internet. You know, they're very tight with the internet. And so North Korean troops in Russia have reportedly been gorging on pornography. For a lot of these young guys, the only time they get to see boobs is when Dear Leader wears a low-cut T-shirt. I mean, look at how horny this fella is. He's writing it down. So now they're in Russia just eating it up. Things are about to get real weird with their stepmoms when those guys get home. In other adult entertainment news, there's a movie version of the Broadway musical Wicked coming out on November 22nd, and Mattel made special dolls for the movie. Somehow, someone put the address of a porn site on the box for the doll. Instead of wickedmovie.com, they listed wicked.com, which is a pornographic film studio, which some of the people in our audience accidentally revealed they knew. Mattel has apologized for the mistake, but honestly, what kind of a loser sees a website on a package and goes to it? And that's on them. Today, I'm sure you know, is Veterans Day. Veterans Day is a day, that's right, on which we honor the service of courageous Americans whose parents were not able to finagle a note from their father's podiatrist. Donald Trump commemorated the holiday on Truth Social today by posting a picture of himself. Veterans Day is a time to reflect on our military, on those who served and fought for our country, and why they did that. But nowadays, it's easy to wonder if the average American is even aware of those who defended the freedoms we enjoy today, or if they're aware of any of our history at all. So we sent a team out to Hollywood Boulevard to ask passersby about some of the most important people in history, and it went just terribly.
Hi, we're talking to people about some of the current events going on right now. Would you like to congratulate Amelia Earhart on becoming the first female pilot to go transatlantic?
Heck yeah. She's amazing. Like, I wish I could be like her one day, you know? It's great.
Unfortunately, she's missing. Family's very worried. Would you like to offer them some words of encouragement and hope?
Just keep looking. I know she's out there. Just keep trying, keep fighting, and keep hoping, praying. She's gonna come home.
Now, I'm sure you've heard about the serial killer Son of Sam, who's been stalking New York. Any advice for New Yorkers to stay safe from the Son of Sam?
I would stay indoors when it gets dark. And if you're gonna go out, make sure you go out with a group. Never be alone.
I'm sure you saw the story over the weekend. Sir Edmund Hillary became the first person to reach the top of Mount Everest with his Sherpa.
Yes, I heard about that.
You think anyone else ever climbed the top of Everest?
I don't think so. I think it's too much effort and people don't do that anymore.
After much debate, John Hancock heroically decided to sign what they're calling the Declaration of Independence. Everybody's very happy. Would you like to add your congratulations?
Yeah, congratulations to John Hancock, because the politics is going insane. Both sides going against each other is not okay.
Who would you like to see sign it?
Beyonce.
Over the weekend, General George Armstrong Custer and his 7th Cavalry were surrounded and massacred. Would you like to thank General Custer for his service?
Yeah, General Custer, I'm so sorry for your loss, but thank you so much for your service and for fighting for us.
Anything you'd like to say to Sitting Bull, who was on the other side?
Sitting Bull, to take a life is so awful. These people have families, and no matter what side you're fighting for, to take a life is such an awful thing.
So you're on Custer's side?
Yes.
The New York police trying to catch the Son of Sam. I'm sure that you'll get him very soon. We support our boys in blue.
Sir Edmund Hillary, congratulations on the amazing accomplishment.
Congratulations, China, on your Great Wall.
Jonas Salk, if people don't want to take your vaccine, don't take it personal.
Nelson Mandela, congratulations getting out. Get yourself an In-N-Out burger.
Russia, pull your missiles out of Cuba.
John Wilkes-Booth, just turn yourself in. It's going to benefit all of us.
Allied forces landing on the beach in Normandy. All the best of luck. God be with you.